Monday. Vibe out for me on this Monday. Vibe out for me on this Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. We about to start up real soon. Appreciate y'all. Vibe out me, ladies and gentlemen. Vibe out with me, ladies and gentlemen. Vibe out with me, ladies and gentlemen. PlayStation fan too. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. What is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona. One half of the host of What's Up PlayStation podcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And what is going on with the YouTube chat? Hold up, let's fix that real quick. Let's fix that YouTube chat real quick. I don't know why it did that. All right, we back to business as usual. How y'all feeling today, man? Happy Monday, man. I'm a PlayStation fan too. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. I got a new one. Respect my time. I got a new one. I know a lot of people's like, hey man, I like the respect my time persona. So, some of us don't got wives and kids persona, right? So, when you do the original persona, respect my time. I got a wife and kids. I feel left out persona because I don't got a wife and kid, so you're not including me. So I got to respect my time separate for just the respect my time crew that don't got the wife and kids. You might have the wife, might have the girlfriend, or might have the significant other, but you ain't got the kids yet. So I got that for y'all. Respect my time. Respect my time. I got y'all, man. I got y'all, man. Shout out to the Respect My Time crew. Shout out to the I'm a PlayStation fan too. Shout out to the PlayStation. And I got a new one for y'all. I got a new one that I know y'all are gonna love. Mr. Gamer Politician did it himself. I know y'all are going to love this new sound. I know you are, because Mr. Gamer Politician did it. I this morning I hit up Mr. Gamer Politician because he was at work, doing what he do. I was like, yo, Mr. Gamer Politician, since you always like to interrupt my shows, right? Why don't you create a sound bite? That's all that you can create. It's all for you, right? And I get to use that on the show as well, especially if you hijack the show, you get to use your own sound bite. And Mr. Game Politician, he was like, Persona, you're right. I do want to make my own sound. I was like, all right, go ahead, man, have at it. So Mr. Game Politician, he just made his own sound bite, guys. Do you guys want to hear the sound bite? Tell me if y'all want to hear the sound bite in the chat. Of course you want to hear the sound bites. And here it is.
I'm a neutral. 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 I'm a neutral.
Mr. Gamer Politician pulled up and made his own soundbite.
I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral.
Shout out to Mr. Gamer Politician, man. He pulled up and made his own soundbite. Mr. Gamer Politician trying to take over my show. Mr. Politician not gonna take over my show. He already trying to take over What's Up PlayStation podcast, trying to take over when Persona speaks. It's not gonna happen.
I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral.
Where's my Great for Gamers crowd?
But this is great for gamers.
And of course the anomaly crowd.
They're an anomaly.
It's Nintendo.
They're an anomaly.
It's Nintendo. There we go. And the Cut the Cap crew. How could I forget?
Cut the cap.
Shout out to the Cut the Cap crew, man. How are y'all doing today, man? I hope y'all are good, happy, healthy, and safe. You feel me? We gotta not gonna be a super duper long show, but it's a couple things that I do want to talk about. There's a few more things pertaining to this whole Bethesda not Bethesda, Activision, Microsoft stuff. There's just a couple more things, right? But before I even get into that, where are my manners? Let's shout out everybody in the chat real quick. Yo, Gamer Night, what is good, bro? Appreciate you coming through. Strictly Gaming in the building. Shout out to my bro Strick, how you doing today, bro, man? Happy Monday. Yo, Games for Eternity in the building. Games for Eternity, I appreciate you, bro. Yo, Ice Queen Gaming Dawn, how you feeling today? Appreciate you always coming through. Yo, Ghost in the Garage Gaming, how you feeling today, Ghost? I appreciate you. Mr. Go Try Hard Guy Uchiha, appreciate you. Uchiha Clan in the building. Analog Maneuver, appreciate you, bro. Andre Robinson, how you feeling today, Andre? Carl Anchor in the building, how you feeling, Carl? J Doggy in the building. J Doggy, how you feeling today, sir? Stardust or Zero Stardust, how you feeling, man? Lorenzo Carson in the building. Lorenzo, how you feeling, bro? Who else, man? Yo, Drained Battery Gaming, how you feeling, Drained? I hope you're good, man. Thank you for coming through this evening on this Monday. Mary Wilcox in the building. Mary, how are you feeling today, madam? Hope everything is good. DeFloyd in the building. DeFloyd, how we feeling today, sir? Jeff B Gaming. Jeff B Gaming. Appreciate you coming through, Jeff. Who else? Make sure I get everybody in the chat, man. Yo, Jesus Morales. Jesus, how you feeling today, man? Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you always. Yo, Slink in the building. Slink SC, how you feeling, man? Pitch Black in the building. Pitch, how you feeling today? What's up, Persona? Hope you're good, man. I am good, Pitch Black. I hope everything is good with you. I hope you and your family and your loved ones are happy, healthy, and safe. Appreciate you always coming through. Das Mises, how you feeling today, Das Mises? T Mang Fu in the building. T Mang Fu said, hola. I say, hola, como estás? How you feeling today, T Mang? Appreciate you, bro. Blue Mustang in the building. Blue Mustang, how you feeling, bro? Caleb Kaiser. Caleb, I appreciate you, bro. Always coming through. And shout out to anybody that I might have missed, man. I appreciate all y'all coming through, man. Pulling up, man. Rocking out with me. Got a sub already? Yo, Snake Doctor 313. Appreciate you, Snake. How you feeling? Thanks for subbing to the channel. I hope you enjoy your stay. I hope you enjoy your time here with us on Gaming with Persona's YouTube channel. Stealth Guy Gaming in the building. Stealth Guy, how you feeling today? Neil S in the building. True G BB, how you feeling today, True? B Dog, how you feeling, B Dog? Mr. Glass, appreciate you. Shout out to everybody. Round of applause for the people in the chat. Yeah, round of applause. Round of applause for the people in the chat, man. You know, I appreciate y'all so much for coming through always. Juan Sosa Gaming in the building. Corey Macy in the building. Appreciate all of you coming through like you always do, rocking out. You guys are, you know, great people, man. I really appreciate my community of supporters, man. Y'all know I really appreciate y'all always and forever. Y'all know this. Stardust is zero. I think I said what's up to everybody, man. I want to make sure I get everybody. Mikhail Brown, appreciate you. Hola, Mikhail, ¿cómo estás? Appreciate y'all. Listen, I only did high school Spanish. I didn't take Spanish in college, so if you're expecting a full conversation in Spanish, I only know how to curse in Spanish. I know how to Greek people say goodbye. I know a couple other words, man. I can't have no whole conversation. I definitely know how to curse a motherfucker out in Spanish, though. Believe that. But that's the extent of my Spanish. Lulu Lang, what's good, Lulu? Appreciate you. All right, shout out to everybody here, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. All right, so let's get into it, right? It's not gonna be a super duper long show, but I promise you it's gonna be entertaining like it always is, right? So, let me give some background to this to this. First off, when it's the Sasuke pick, right? When the thumbnail is Sasuke, remember back in Naruto OG when he first met Sakura and Sasuke, when Naruto first met Sakura and Sasuke, when they all were getting their team assignments and they all were in the classroom, and when I think it was Kakashi or it was Iruka Sensei. It might have been Iruka. Somebody that's a Naruto. I know the Naruto fans gonna correct me, but y'all know where I'm going with this. Remember when Sasuke was pointing out, I think it was Iruka or Kakashi, I forget which one, but somebody pointed out Sasuke, or Naruto had noticed Sasuke when he was coming to the classroom, and remember Sasuke had that look, that you know, that stance where he had his elbows on the table, his hands crossed, and he was just like, yo, serious, like, yo. He was determined. You get what I'm saying? You know, so that's always like an iconic moment for me. I love that moment in Naruto. And you know, that stance, whenever I saw Sasuke in that stance, that boy was serious. That man was not to be played with. You feel me? So whenever I have the Sasuke pick like that up as the thumbnail, you know it's going to be a serious, deep conversation. We really about to get into it, right? With the conversation. So you could always count on it to be some real shit when it's the Sasuke. When it's the Sasuke, you know, oh shit, Persona about to go on a rant. He about to go off. You feel me? That's the only time I pull out the Sasuke thumbnail. But yeah, so it was Iruka, right? Shout out to I know Mr. Go Try Hard Guy Uchi. I know he know. You feel me? It was definitely Iruka. Yeah, it definitely was. He was in the classroom. He pointed him out. Okay, so let me give some backstory real quick. So, you know, listen, man, this whole Activision, I keep saying Activision Blizzard. Well, yeah, Activision Blizzard, this whole Microsoft acquisition, Man, oh man, what a week it has been. From last week to this week, my God, has it been a crazy week, man. I really have been talking about this all week. I did my own personal show last week. I did, I was on Sick Show, I was on Thrash Show for a little bit, not too long there. I did a space on this shit, right? What's Up PlayStation podcast, you know, we talked about it Saturday. It's real quick, if you guys missed Saturday's episode, definitely check that out. What's Up PlayStation YouTube channel, check that out. A lot of great content there with me and Bari. Shout out to my bro Bari. And you know, I listened to a lot. I listened to a lot of podcasts. Like, I was really jacked in, this week and this weekend to a lot of podcasts to hear people's thoughts and perspectives and to really like kind of gauge how the community was feeling. I also seen a lot of craziness on Twitter, on both sides, on Twitter, on the PlayStation side, but more so on the Xbox side, with like journalists and things, which is what this conversation is really going to be about. And you know, one of the things, and I was thinking about it today, because listen, Call of Duty, you know, you guys know this, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time reiterating a lot of what I've talked about in the past, right? But you know, Call of Duty y'all know Call of Duty is a very important franchise to me. I love COD a lot. I mean, I got a PC and all that other shit, right? So if push came to shove, I could still play it. But you know, I just prefer to play it on PlayStation. That's just my preference, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's the same thing with you know, people who own a PlayStation but still still complain about shit being exclusive to PlayStation despite them owning a PlayStation. It's like you own a PlayStation for a reason, right? So use it. You get what I'm saying? But you get a lot of people in this community that complain, oh my God. Well,
I mean, even though I bought this $500 PlayStation 5, it's just very wrong that PlayStation's buying up these exclusives and having all these exclusive deals. It's very wrong for the gamer. I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral.
But this is great. But this is great for gamers.
It's very wrong. It's very wrong that they're doing that, even though I own a PlayStation 5.
You get what I'm saying? A lot of that bullshit. So, you know, one of the things that this Activision Microsoft acquisition most definitely taught me. One of the things that this has taught me, right, from watching everybody on YouTube that I've been watching. I watched a lot of people this weekend, right? Just because I really wanted to gauge everyone's thoughts. Truly, like from both sides. I watched a lot of Xbox podcasts. I watched a couple of Xbox podcasts this weekend. You know, some PlayStation podcasts. I'm talking about like outside of my normal rotation of podcasts, right? Because I have a rotation of podcasts that I listen to throughout the week anyway. Plus, the stuff that I've been seeing on Twitter, one thing is abundantly clear. There is one thing that is abundantly clear. Now, guys, come a little closer. Come a little closer, because you're going to want to hear this. It might shock you, so make sure you're sitting down. This might shock you just a little bit, but make sure you're sitting down with what I'm about to say. What this Microsoft Activision acquisition, that's a mouthful, say that 3 times without getting tongue-tied, is that three things that I've picked up on. One, a lot of these people don't play majority of the games that Activision makes. 2, a lot of people who claim to hate fanboy wars and fanboy shit, especially those higher up, you know, people that try to sit on the throne and throw rocks and hide their hands type shit. There was a lot of fanboying going on this weekend, a lot of misinformation, a lot of gaslighting, and also a lot of fanboy logic being pushed around this weekend. 3, a lot of people don't really understand how business works. A lot of people in this community don't really understand how business works, how the market works, how shit like that really operates and maneuvers, right? A lot of people, right? And it's mind-blowing, right? Now, as much as I'm a PlayStation fan, I'm not about to sit here and make excuses and make up these crazy theories of what Microsoft is going to do with Activision for one reason, because a lot of people are hanging on what Phil Spencer has said and what Microsoft has said, and really, you know, that's all we have to go on right now. So that's all we can really gauge is what the immediate future is when it comes to how certain things, certain properties or certain games are going to be handled. But I'm smarter than the average bear. And one of the things that I don't want to do is go into this thinking that thinking that Microsoft is just going to continue to be buddy the way they are without getting something in return. Right? The vision for Microsoft is Game Pass. Right? Now, I agree with what Barry was saying over the weekend when he was talking about how he doesn't agree that Game Pass needs to be on PlayStation. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, people saying, and that goes apart. That's a part of my issue with with certain people in this community, especially it's certain these journalists and like some of these like blue check mark motherfuckers, man. That's like really like throwing me off to think that Game Pass needs to be on PlayStation. Like, I wholeheartedly disagree with that 100%, 1,000,000%. Like, I just don't think, me and Barry talked about this over the weekend. I do not think PlayStation needs to do that, blah, blah, blah. But one thing I don't want to do, and I'm only speaking for myself, I'm not speaking for anybody else here, right? One of the things that I don't want to do is, it's me, baby. What's good, Jez? What's good? Shout out to everybody. One of the things that I don't want to do is go into this type of situation and just thinking everything's just going to be business as usual and there's nothing to worry about, right? Not at all, right? I definitely do think, from what Phil Spencer is saying, what Sony has said in their response to things like that, and looking at the market and looking how things are starting to change within the industry, I definitely do think that there is a cause for a response, but also I don't want to put 100% stock into Microsoft continuing to be buddy with Call of Duty. I'm talking mainline Call of Duties, mainline CODs, and things like that, right? Because they can pull that whenever they want, because it's within their right. And it's the same thing with people keep saying, but that's the thing is different from this, and I'm like, no, it's not, because once again, Microsoft bought a publisher that they now own, so they now call the shots. If Microsoft is trying to build their player base, pull people into the ecosystem, how do you do that? You need shit that's exclusive to your ecosystem. And if we all agree unanimously, like PlayStation does not need Game Pass on PlayStation, which I don't think they should at all, 100%. What is Microsoft to do to pull people to their ecosystem? They need to make stuff exclusive. You get what I'm saying? You got people saying that PlayStation, you got people saying that Game Pass doesn't need to be on PlayStation, but are also saying that Microsoft can get the numbers on PlayStation without Microsoft really getting anything returned. Yeah, they're getting all that money from people actually buying the product, but it's not within their ecosystem. Microsoft wants their hands in everybody's pot, in everybody's kitchen. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that like, yo, man, I can see Microsoft be like, yo, look, either put this on your service or we're taking this away. And it doesn't mean that Call of Duty has to be in Game Pass. It could just be a matter of, let's put Game Pass on this, or we're taking this away, or this will be exclusive, or whatever the case may be. You understand? Like, none of us are in the rooms making those types of decisions. You get what I'm saying? Yo, get this work. What's good? Soapbox, what's good? Shout out to everybody here. Post up Lil Rodney's son. What's good? Carl, Dylan Rafferty, Jez, everybody. Shout out to everybody here, man. I appreciate y'all. So it's a lot of those things, right? Yo, Persona, have you ever been to Next Gen show? Yeah, I have. A couple times. But one of the that's not really, I don't want to get into that conversation because that we've been talking about that conversation all week. I want to talk about the false equivalencies and people really showing their true colors, people within the community showing their true colors about how they truly, about two things. One, how they truly felt about Microsoft and and how they've been performing. Because remember, everybody was capping last gen. Oh yeah, Microsoft is doing fine. They don't need this. They don't need that. Blah, blah, blah. All that crap. But this generation, a lot of people are letting their true colors show when it comes to how they truly felt about Microsoft or about Xbox, the brand. It's showing through these acquisitions that they're doing, right? Way back when they bought Obsidian and all that other stuff, they were happy because not because they're getting the games, but because Microsoft is now truly competing, right? Which a lot of people have been saying they need to do for a long time, myself included, right? So I'm not faulting them for competing the way they have been, because this is something that a lot of people have asked for. But the thing that I'm pointing out is the blatant hypocrisy within this community of people who said Microsoft doesn't need to compete. They were doing
They're an anomaly.
you know, they were doing the whole Nintendo jargon, talking about how, you know, Microsoft is not competing with with PlayStation and Nintendo, and they're competing with this and all this, and they're fine where they're at, and they're happy with getting the same old thing every year. You know, all that stuff that they've been pushing for an entire generation, right? All that stuff is starting to boil over, right? From what I've seen, a lot of that stuff is starting to boil over, and people are starting to show their true colors of how they truly felt when it came to Microsoft and what they were doing with the brand of Xbox. They were not happy. A lot of that stuff is very, very prevalent, especially with this Activision deal. The thing that bugs me out the most, right? I'm gonna show a tweet. Now, you guys know I talk about like bad gaming takes and stuff like that. I just want to put this disclaimer out there that, you know, I'm only speaking on the gaming take, right? I'm not attacking anyone personally, right? Y'all know I don't do that here on this channel. I just give my thoughts on certain perspectives within the gaming community. When it comes to horrible gaming takes, y'all know how I do here, man. Y'all know how I do here. But you know, we're not attacking anybody personally. I don't play that. I don't do that type of shit. And I don't condone that in any regard. So I just want to put that out there before I start really getting into what I'm gonna talk about, because I know how people are. So I definitely wanted to put that disclaimer out here. Y'all know I'm only speaking on the gaming takes and speaking to how I disagree with the gaming takes. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm trying to find this tweet though. Where this tweet at, God? Where this tweet at, Gotti? Show the tweet, Gotti. Let me go to Destin. Right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find the damn tweet, if I can find it. Okay, here we go. It's 2 tweets, but we're going to focus on this first one, and then we're going to talk about the second one. So, one of the things, sound effects from Game of Thrones, I don't play that. I don't play that game. Yo, Trey, what's up? I'm low. What you mean by that, bruh? Let me know what you mean by that. I'm low. I should be pretty loud. Yo, Thurnis Haley, what's up? All right. So, shout out to Destin. Shout out to Destin. You know, he's a I know a lot of people in the community at least a lot of people on the PlayStation side don't like him. And I know he's blocked a lot of people. Like I've said to you guys a long time ago, when it comes to a lot of these journalists and a lot of people within this space, especially like these checkmark dudes, people, I tread lightly, just because I know how fragile they can be when it comes to like if they can misinterpret responses or take them out of context. I don't know. Like I don't know. You get blocked for very small things when you start talking to a lot of journalists and a lot of gaming journalists within this space, right? But one of the things that I was really noticing, especially over the weekend, one of the biggest things, yo Fox, what's good, man? One of the biggest things that I was noticing, especially was Destin, right? But I was noticing from a lot of the other blue checks within the community as well, right? But Destin's are the ones that really stood out to me, because those are the ones I really responded to. I don't really respond to a lot of the blue checks when they say shit, because I know a lot of stuff they say really is for shock value, right? Or you know, they trying to stir up likes and retweets, and they trying to get that shock value attention and bullshit. So I don't. It's very seldom that I respond or I would reply. But if I reply to something, it's because it even got me to be like, what? Like, what are you talking about, right? So shout out to Destin. Like I said, we're only going to speak on the gaming takes here, and I'm going to give my personal thoughts to this, right? Because one of the things that was really jumping out at me this weekend was that a lot of people, especially journalists, we're having selective memory or using false equivalencies to show why what Microsoft is doing is good and how they, PlayStation is big bad and they've been doing all this negative stuff and all this bullshit, right? And so I'm gonna start with Destin. So Destin says, so let me get this straight. Sony makes Final Fantasy. First off, let's stop right there. Let's stop right already. And this is why I had to respond, bro, because with the second sentence, already we fucking up. Already it's a problem where I'm just like, huh? Like, yo, already. Let me zoom in, man. I want y'all to really see this, man. Already we starting this up. Man, shout out to Dustin, man. That's my boy. Already we fucking up. Because Sony does not make Final Fantasy and Street Fighter. Spider-Man and Wolverine, I give you that. Street Fighter and Final Fantasy, no, those are made by Capcom. So when I seen that and then I immediately saw Final Fantasy, listen, MJ just popped in my head, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm just the buzzes is going off of my head, and I'm just like, bro, what? Yo, Lay, what's good, man? Philip, what's good? So he says Sony makes Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, Spider-Man, Wolverine, PlayStation exclusive. Xbox makes Elder Scrolls, Starfield, and possibly some Activision games. Xbox exclusives. Xbox equals good, Sony equals bad. Just want to be sure I have my facts straight. So I know a lot of people saying what Microsoft is doing is bad. I personally speaking, I think it's just business, right? Microsoft is definitely playing a different game with business, and we've already had that conversation, right? In terms of that. So then he goes, I do not fault either company here yet, but to imply one is good is the other is evil when they're both doing the same thing. Smart business is ridiculous. So this is where I reply, because I'm like, technically, they're not doing the same thing, because the way the business is handled and conducted are on two entirely different playing fields. There's a difference between me going to a publisher like Square Enix and saying, hey, look, I see you're making Final Fantasy 16. I want to pay you X amount of dollars for you to make this exclusive to my platform for a set amount of time, and then it can be played elsewhere. As opposed to what Microsoft is doing when they're saying, hey, we'll just use Activision because that's obviously in recent time. Hey, Activision, we see that you're selling for X amount of dollars. We want to buy and own you and put you within our ecosystem and not have games come to, because again, it's now under the Xbox ecosystem. Those games potentially will not come to other platforms anymore. It's totally different. Final Fantasy and Street Fighter, or whatever the case may be, those games have and Spider-Man and Wolverine, those are IPs that PlayStation owns, right? Those are fielded. You got to talk to Disney about that, right? Because the question, see, he's using, especially for the Spider-Man and Wolverine thing, you're definitely using false equivalencies there, because you don't know how that. Well, we do know how the business deal happened. PlayStation owns the movie rights to Spider-Man, and Disney Marvel owns the game rights to Spider-Man. So how do you think a deal like that is going to transpire? Now, in terms of Wolverine, I'm thinking Disney saw the success of Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales and said, okay, this is who we need to align ourselves with when it comes to our Marvel properties to get shit sold, to get shit off the ground. They're going to do shit right? That's not shady business practices or anything like that. That's Disney and Marvel realizing that their investment would be best had if they keep it with PlayStation. Look at the success of Spider-Man. And I mean, look at the success of Spider-Man on both fronts, right? On both fronts in regards to Spider-Man the games, which have sold extremely well, but also Spider-Man the movie, which is at $1.7 billion in the box office. It's only been out for like a month now, right? And it's at 1.7 billion, sixth most profitable movie ever. If I was Disney Marvel, I would align myself with that as well. But the question that we need to ask is, because this is the same question that Xbox gamers were asking. Excuse me. This was the same question that Xbox gamers were asking when the Marvel IP got revealed at the PlayStation Showcase back in September. Why doesn't Xbox have a Hulk game or something like that? People were asking Phil, "Hey Phil, you need to get us a superhero property. Get Captain America, get Hulk, get all this." So the question that really needs to be asked isn't, to make this this comparison of, people thinking thinking that it's good for Spider-Man and Wolverine to be on PlayStation exclusive. First off, those are business deals that were made between Disney, Marvel, and Sony. And there was an exchange there on multiple levels. Two, again, who owns the who owns the game? Who owns the IP? Three, you have to ask yourself, did Microsoft or did Xbox or whoever approach Disney, approach Marvel, and try to get those type of deals done? Because if they didn't try to get those deals done, that's not PlayStation's fault. Right? Now, as opposed to makes Elder Scrolls, Starfield, and possibly some Activision games exclusive. See, this is why I say this part of the tweet to me feels very disingenuous, because I feel like he's trying to minimize the blow to Xbox and try to make it look like what PlayStation was doing is more malicious than what Xbox is doing. Right? Neither are malicious, but for the sake of the conversation, we'll just use that word. I know it's not a good word to use, but it's only for the sake of this conversation, right? They're trying to minimize the severity or whatever the case may be when it comes to what's happening. But the thing that I think a lot of people are not acknowledging, especially Destin, is not acknowledging, is that what Microsoft is doing is taking entire publishers who have notoriously made games for multiple platforms for decades off the market, and it isn't a matter of possibly being exclusive. They will be exclusive. You know what I'm saying? They will be exclusive. These are confirmed. And again, Microsoft is within their right because they own the publisher, absolutely. But let's not act like they are two on the same. Square Enix is still making games for other platforms. Octopath Traveler, I think I used this argument on What's Up PlayStation on one of these shows I was on, where I said, one of the biggest differences between what PlayStation is doing and what Microsoft is doing is Square is still making games for other platforms while still doing deals with PlayStation. Square did a deal with Xbox for Tomb Raider for both games for 1 year exclusivity. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, guys? That selective memory, a lot of things are being omitted. Last generation, Xbox was doing Tomb Raider exclusivity deals. Entire year. So they were doing the same thing. Was it wrong then? But while that game was exclusive to, Mr. Oshido, appreciate you. I'll get your super chat in a second. While that game was exclusive to Xbox, Square was still making games for PlayStation, Nintendo, and all these other platforms as well. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. Again, Octopath Traveler is still not on PlayStation. It's on Xbox and Nintendo. Speaking of which, where is Nintendo being brought up in these conversations? They're an anomaly. They're an anomaly. They're an anomaly. They're an anomaly. Nintendo. Where is Nintendo being brought up in these conversations? Because Nintendo also do third-party deals. Yo, Andre Clay, man, appreciate you, man. I get your super chat in just a second, bro. I get your super chat. I got you, bro. I got you. Nintendo has been doing exclusivity deals as well. Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Stories 2 are two games you cannot get on PlayStation or Xbox. You get what I'm saying? So he says this, and he obviously says this, and I had to respond, guys. I had to respond because I'm just like, huh? Like this doesn't make sense to me. this doesn't make sense. So he goes, well, before I even read my response, let me get these super chats real quick. Mr. Oshido, man, I appreciate you for the $4.99. He says, why are all these journalists spreading misinformation and being biased against PlayStation, and Game Pass is making cheap and don't finish games? Mr. Oshido, I don't know. Well, I do. I have an idea, right? Because I'm not privy to no type of backroom deals or whatever. But I mean, I think a lot of these people are just Xbox fanboys, or Microsoft fanboys, or Game Pass fanboys. Like that's really all it is, right? I just really think that's what it is, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, if you got people like this in a position like that, you know, it's blatant a lot of this is blatant misinformation. A lot of gaslighting, misinformation, selective memory. It's a lot of that going on, and I'm just sitting there like, you know, we're not going to sit here and act like Microsoft wasn't doing the same type of deals that PlayStation was doing in the PS4 generation, in the 360 generation. You get what I'm saying? Because during the 360 generation, Call of Duty, you know, those map packs were coming 30 days early to Xbox as opposed to PlayStation. There were entire game franchises that were not releasing on PlayStation. Mass Effect, BioShock. There's another one. Fallout release. It was another franchise, but there was a couple of franchises that were not releasing on PlayStation. Entire franchises that Microsoft had locked up. And again, business is business, and PlayStation wasn't doing a lot of that. When PlayStation shift gears and started doing that type of stuff during the PlayStation 4 generation, that's when PlayStation became the big bad guy. That's when PlayStation was doing dirty business deals. That's when PlayStation became this company that's trying to lock away. That's when exclusives became bad. When PlayStation started playing like that, that's when exclusives became bad. Because remember, all through last generation, what were people saying? PlayStation needs to put their games everywhere. They don't need to have exclusives. Exclusives are anti-consumer. Using exclusives to sell consoles is bad. And then when you have people trying to explain to you why exclusives are good and why exclusives are important to a console's, what's the word I'm looking for? To a console's, I just had the word on the tip of my head. I just had the word on the tip of my, y'all know what I'm, the uniqueness. I'll just use the word. It was a different word I wanted to use, but we'll use uniqueness. But to what makes a console unique, you get what I'm saying? Exclusives is a big part of that, right? And so I think when it comes to PlayStation, and when it comes to PlayStation, you know, when it came to those types of things, and remember, these were a lot of journalists saying this, right? A lot of people in the games media world was saying this back last generation when PlayStation was curb stomping Microsoft, Xbox, not Microsoft, Xbox, right? And people were trying to use the notion of exclusives being bad, and you know, when Microsoft started saying they were going to put games on PC and all this other stuff, you had a lot of people saying, yeah, PlayStation needs to follow suit, PlayStation needs to do this. It was a lot of that stuff going on, right? And you know, we fast forward to now. Now listen, business is business, right? But the same thing PlayStation was doing last generation, or the same type of examples that that Destin is using here when it comes to you know, timed exclusives and things like that. Those are things that Microsoft was doing 2 generations ago during the 360 generation. They were notorious for that. They did that a lot. And I'm sure Destin was around back then playing, you know, on Xbox and within the community and gaming, right? So why not mention that? Because PlayStation was doing what Microsoft brought to the table. And listen, business is business. You get what I'm saying? This is definitely not to make any excuses for Microsoft buying publishers, because again, Microsoft's got the money. They definitely going to do what they do, and those are power moves, right? This is definitely not an excuse for this, right? And I think a lot of people trying to make those excuses. Listen, business is business. That's how business moves. PlayStation and Sony just need to look at the situation and respond accordingly, right? I stand by that. We're not going to go down that path in terms of conversation, but let me get these other super chats. Andre Clay in the build. I know Andre Clay about to say some crazy shit. As a neutral gamer, I totally agree with Destin.
I'm a neutral.
Okay. Oh. Shout out to Andre Clay, man. Always appreciate you, bro. Foxing around, man. I appreciate you, bro. Always. I'm chilling with Austin. Shout out to Bari. Bari coined that. We know damn well Nintendo get a pass for the next year just because RCS drops this week. They're an anomaly. I'm still copping it though. they're an anomaly. Hey man, listen, Nintendo definitely gets a pass on a lot of things, right? But one of the biggest things for me is, so what I said is, I said, did Sony buy Capcom, Square, or Disney? I don't think you thought this tweet all the way through, respectfully. Because again, guys, I'm not here to disrespect anyone personally. It's more so to have a conversation, right? But I think the importance of a conversation is to be able to hear and understand someone else's way of thinking and kind of hear their thoughts and opinions and have a dialect, right? I'm not one to really get disrespectful. I'm not trying to do that. It's more, so I add that in just because, again, I know how these media people can be, man. Like, you start coming at them too crazy. Next thing you know, you blocked it and all this crazy shit, right? Anyway, respect. So I say respectfully. Then I say there's a difference between a timed exclusive and buying an entire publisher. Although I respect the power move Microsoft made, the two are not the same. And again, it goes back to what I was explaining when it comes to Sony doing timed exclusive deals as opposed to Microsoft buying entire publishers, right? They're not one and the same. They're not the same, right? Because although Sony may get a timed exclusive game, Square is still making games for other platforms. So, albeit Final Fantasy is exclusive to PlayStation through a timed exclusive deal for 1 year, 2 years, or whatever, the next Tomb Raider is multi-platform. And I'm just speculating here, but just to give an example, right? Elder Scrolls, or not even Elder Scrolls, but Bethesda, right? Being owned by, because if Sony were to go to Square and say, oh, we want you to stop making games for all of the platforms and only make games for us, within their right, they cannot do that because they do not own the publisher. The publisher is free to make games where they want, how they want, and with who they want. You get what I'm saying? There's a difference. The publishers were free to say no to whatever deal PlayStation was coming at them with. When it comes to Microsoft and buying these publishers, Bethesda and Activision, if Bethesda came and said, hey, we actually do want to make Elder Scrolls and Starfield for PlayStation, they can't just go and do that. They have to get approval from Microsoft, from Phil Spencer. And Phil Spencer's already confirmed that these games are not coming to other platforms. So how is that the same thing? They're not the same. Again, the power move is respected, absolutely, but when it comes to the how these deals are set up and what one company is doing over the other, they're not the same. They're not the same at all. Not even close. So, and this was just one that I saw, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it just did not make sense to me. Right? Again, if you go back and y'all in here, y'all know, look back to the 360 generation. During the 360 generation, Microsoft was doing the same thing that Sony was doing during the PS4 generation. What happened through the PS4 generation? Microsoft wisened up, Satya threw that checkbook out, cast a wide net, and started doing what he was doing in this generation. What's different now is, in my opinion, with PlayStation or with Sony, they need to be more selective, because this is the second time, in my opinion at least, this is the second time they are getting burned on a deal that they've already on a deal that they had with a publisher that ended up getting bought. You know what I'm saying? Because with Bethesda, they got 2 games, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, right? Those deals were set. Ain't no telling how long those deals were set up, like how long ago, right? But in my opinion, PlayStation gets a little burnt there because they just got gobbled up. And there's no telling if Elder Scrolls or Starfield would have been, you know, Xbox's PlayStation, you know, getting some exclusive content for PlayStation or whatever the case may be. There's no telling, right? The same thing goes for Activision. There's no telling if there was a Crash 3, Crash 4, or well, Crash 5 or whatever, or a new Spyro in development, or, you know, now the Call of Duty deal, exclusive deal. Obviously that's going to be honored, but what I'm saying is PlayStation ends up getting burnt on these types of deals. I feel like the way PlayStation is doing business with with certain publishers, I think they need to be a little bit more selective and also kind of start looking in-house on how they do things. And also, again, I do think they need to buy a publisher. I don't care what nobody else says, man. Like, they do. Absolutely. But there was one more that threw me off, man. Yo, listen, Destin, my boy Destin, he been on a roll, bruh. My man was on a roll during the weekend, man. That man was feeling himself, man. That Activision deal brought a lot of people. They showed they true colors that over the weekend, man. Ooh-wee. Not even over the weekend. Last week, man, they were showing their true colors all over the place. Anyway, so another tweet that kind of just like, yo, I'm just like, huh? What are we doing here, man? Destin, come on, bruh. Joker, what's good? John Doe, what's good? Locoism, what's going on? The Unknown, appreciate all y'all. Wooflow, Cooper Clips, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. Round of applause. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. All right, so the other one from Destin, shout out to hey, yo, shout out to Destin, man. He says, fun fact, Microsoft accepted Insomniac's pitch for Sunset Overdrive, fostering them when they were shot down by everyone else. Did you also know that the tech in Sunset helped build the Spider-Man games and Rift Apart, which is now PlayStation exclusive? What does this? Hey, yo, and this is why I say, yo, these dudes, they it's like they go dumpster diving for information because they think they got a gotcha moment, right? And it's funny enough too, there's games that released on PlayStation, on Xbox, that still aren't on PlayStation. Is Dead Rising 3 on PlayStation yet? That was a launch game last gen. Is that on PlayStation yet? Is it? Somebody confirm that in the chat. It might be. Yo, True Virgil, what's up? Champion Edition, what's up? So let's look at the quote that he used, right? The game was later pitched to various publishers. We're going to look at the snippet that he put because I guess he felt this was the most important. The game was later pitched to various publishers, which rejected them because Insomniac demanded to retain ownership of the intellectual property. The project was later pitched to Microsoft Studios, which was eager to work with Insomniac. Microsoft allowed Insomniac to own the rights to the game. Sunset Overdrive was made for Microsoft's Xbox One console. It was released on the 20th anniversary of Insomniac in 2014. Now here's the problem with, I read this and here's the biggest problem with Destin's tweet here. One, I just feel like, yo, my man was high off this Activision acquisition, man. Like, this acquisition had a lot of people, like, that dopamine was pouring into their brains, pouring out of their brains like a goddamn river, boy. Like that, ooh, that dopamine was crazy this past week, man. I listen, I get it, man. I get it. How y'all felt about an acquisition, I feel about Horizon. We're not the same. We're not the same. Because, you know, you felt this way about an acquisition. I feel this way about Horizon. I'm just saying, and Sifu, and Uncharted, and God of War, and GT, and Strangers of Paradise, and Tina's Tiny Wonderland, and this game, and that game, and this game, and that game. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Here's the problem with Destin's statement. To me, respectfully, just in case Destin's listening, shout out to you, Destin. I hope you come through to the show one day. Love to talk to you. Respectfully. This statement can be it can be turned on him, because the argument can also be, well, who's to say, and I strongly because I played Sunset Overdrive. That was my reason for buying an Xbox console way back during the Xbox One generation. The movement and how Sunset Overdrive is just a stepping stone, or I should say catalyst, right? A catalyst for the games that came before it, which were Ratchet and Clanks, Up Your Arsenal, All for One, Quest for Booty, all those games, the Ratchet and Clank games from the PS2 era. So how are you gonna say that the tech that was put into Sunset Overdrive helped with Spider-Man and Rift Apart when Insomniac has been making those types of games, and when it comes to the movement and the guns and stuff like that, for decades prior to going to Xbox? If anything, the games that Insomniac made prior to going to Xbox with the pitch for Sunset Overdrive are what helped them create Sunset Overdrive the way it was. Because then when you fast forward to what they did with the remake of Ratchet and Clank, right? And then what they did with Spider-Man 2018, and then later on Rift Apart and Miles Morales, all of that plays into how Insomniac built their games from way back in the day prior to Sunset Overdrive. To sit here and say that Sunset Overdrive is the sole reason why Spider-Man games and Rift Apart are built the way they are now is asinine. Because Insomniac has created tons of games prior to that also function the same way, albeit probably not as fluid or as smooth, but function, right? The core mechanics of how those games are built, especially when you look at Sunset Overdrive and the gliding or the rail riding and jumping from this side to that side and all that. Insomniac has been doing that in Ratchet and Clank for years. So what are we talking about here? And this is why I say, yo, I think he was really high off this acquisition, making these tweets, because they don't, when you really dissect the tweets, they don't make sense. They don't make sense for his argument or what he's trying to put out. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. Tell me in the chat, am I off base? Let me know in the chat. Am I off base, guys? Because if I'm off base, I gotta hear this. Yo, Hen10, what's up, man? Black Bear, what's up? Star Guardian, what's up? These are two tweets that really jumped out at me this weekend, where I'm like, yo, what? Did I reply to this one? I don't think I replied to this one. Nah, I didn't reply. Joe dude, he says 95% of their games, absolutely. And if you look at all the games they made, the Ratchet and Clanks, the Spyros and everything, all of that leads up to what Sunset Overdrive did and then some. To say, yo, the unknown, I'm delusional. To say that Sunset Overdrive is what fostered. Man, man. Cut the cap. Gotta cut the cap, man. Yo, Steady Flow, what's up, bro? Gotta cut the cap, man. Like it comes to a point where you gotta really sit there and be like, yo, come on. Like, yo, if you ain't got nobody, yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, man. Real talk. For your circle of friends that y'all have, if you don't got somebody in your circle that's gonna tell you, like, really, like, pull you to the side and be like, hey, bruh, you might want to check this shit, this not adding up, or this ain't right. If your friends got you like walking out looking stupid or looking crazy, yo, those ain't your friends, man. I don't want those type of people around me. If I don't got people that's gonna pull me to the side and be like, yo, Persona, this ain't right, man. Like, you need to change this, or you might want to check your information, or you might want to do something differently here, or you might want to change those sneakers or whatever. If you ain't got somebody like that in your circle, nah, man, crazy. I don't want no yes men in my circle. Absolutely not. I don't roll with yes men in my circle. Nope. I don't roll with no yes men. And I don't get this, man. Like, who let him out there like that, man? And just left him out there. This tweet would have been deleted. Like, yo, if I would have put a tweet out here like this, I know, and it was like crazy, I know Barry would have DM'd me like, yo, Persona, really? Like, my man's, really? That tweet would have been gone. Persona would be like, Barry would be like, really, Persona? Like, yo, bruh, what you doing? Oh, you're not Barry, you know, you talk about the walk on. I can't do it. I can't. Yo, y'all know how Barry is, man. Barry would have definitely DM'd me and be like, yo, Persona, that's a dumbass tweet, bro. Barry would have said it just like that, like, yo, Persona, that's a dumbass tweet. Yo, Damien, what's good, man? Yo, Jeff, what's up, man? J Gamer, what's up? Straight up. Straight up. No yes men in my circle, man. Oh yes, man. Not even my friends in real life. If I was like to walk outside, do some crazy shit, my friends would be like, yo, man, you can't do that stupid shit, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, that's not, I'm definitely one of them friends, man. I got no problem telling my friends like, yo, you want some stupid shit. You might wanna fix that. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, so yeah, like, listen, man, like I said, that was what like really jumped out at me when it came to Destin and the shit he was posting. It just like really threw me off, man. When I'm just like, yo, I don't get this. You know, like, I just don't get this, man. And listen, I know that the acquisition, because like I said, I watched a lot of podcasts this weekend. I know the acquisition has a lot of people happy. But see, here's the thing, right? And I'm not even trying to use this as like a deflect. I know a lot of people going, oh, you just trying to deflect. Listen, the acquisition is great from Microsoft or whatever. But here's the thing. A lot of people in this community, I'm talking to the community now. A lot of y'all in this community, bro, yo, y'all don't care about gaming. You care about the business of gaming, right? The business that comes along with gaming. It's not really the games that you care about. Because Call of Duty is the perfect example. How many times per year do people be like, well, you know, Call of Duty is not that good, and
well, you know, COD is not that good. It's the same shit every year, and you know, Activision's a shitty company, and Activision should close down, and they should do this and do that, and oh, Activision COD, they just make the same thing and try to money grab and money grub
every year, every single year. And here's the question. I think I heard this yesterday when I was watching Chris's show. Chris was doing a space. So I was like playing the game while he was doing the space listening. Where I think Thrash asked this. How does the acquisition benefit you as a gamer personally? And I'm asking y'all this question in the chat. Right? For the Xbox crowd, for the you know, the Xbox crowd, how does this acquisition benefit you as a gamer personally? Because you don't play a lot of these games anyway. You don't like COD. You think COD's the same shit. You're not really into from what the community has said, you're not really into one and dones. like Spyro or Crash. So that doesn't benefit you. You don't play PC games like PC game RTSs like StarCraft. You ain't into MMOs like World of Warcraft because you don't want to put time like that into a game to grind. You don't play mobile games. So how does this benefit you? But everyone is excited. So everyone is excited on that side. So you have to ask yourself one or two questions. One, why are you excited? Is it because you're an Xbox fan, a Microsoft fan, a Game Pass fanboy? Right? And listen, if you are, that's perfectly fine. But don't act like this one time on one hand, and then on the next hand, you want to act holier than thou and above the console wars and above the having a preference and having a favorite. Right? Don't act like that. Because that's disingenuous. That's disingenuous to yourself. That's disingenuous to your community. That's disingenuous to your followers. That's just disingenuous. So don't be excited about this. Because how is this benefit? Because personally, how does this benefit you? If you don't like COD, if you don't like WoW, if you don't play RTS, if you're not into mobile games, if you hate one and dones, and again, these are things that people in this community have said time and time again when it comes to PlayStation games. We don't want to play movies. We don't want to play one and dones. We don't like one and dones. Multiplayer this, that, blah, blah, blah. So why are you happy? It's because you're a fanboy? And listen, that's okay. That is okay. It is okay to have a preference. It is okay to be a Microsoft fan, a Game Pass fan, or an Xbox fan. But when push comes to shove, don't try to act holier than thou and how you're above the console wars, how you're not a fanboy. Don't do that. How you don't have a preference. I own everything.
I own everything. That's what they love to say. I own everything, so I can't be a fanboy. I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral.
So why are you excited? Second question is, how much do these people truly care about gaming? How much do you care about it? Because again, the acquisition is a power move. All respect to Microsoft. Microsoft is doing what they got to do to make their platform and their ecosystem enticing to players. Absolutely. But enticing to players who fall within that category of those acquisitions. If you don't care about a lot of those games, Call of Duty is the same shit every year. This is what you told me. This is what you told the community. You wouldn't buy COD because COD is the same shit every year. This is what you told me. You told us that. So we're only going off what you said. Why are you so happy? That's my question. Why are you so happy? How does this benefit you as a gamer? A lot of people can't answer that question. The reason why they can't answer that question is because it'll expose. They'll be exposed.
I'm a neutral.
Shout out to the neutral crowd, man. Last thing I want to talk about real quick, before we get up out of here. So Aaron Greenberg changed his profile picture to him doing the X's and Crash doing the X's. And I seen a lot of people angry about that. Listen, guys, stop it. Stop it, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out, man. I need y'all to stop this right now. Right this second. It's not that big deal. It's not that big a deal to me. Personally speaking, I looked at it. It was funny. But it wasn't really that big a deal. Like I saw a lot of people like really making a big deal out of the profile picture. And I'm like, yo, these people, they own this company now. I mean, of course they're gonna rep that and hype that up. I mean, I don't get I don't get how this is any different from if PlayStation was to acquire a publisher and they changed their header, their Twitter header to be, you know, PlayStation X, you know, Square or something, and showing, you know, fucking Cloud holding a PS controller or something. It's no different than that, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, I really don't see no big deal here. And I'm just like, yo, I don't really see why people are making a big fuss out of this. It doesn't make sense. It was definitely throwing me off when I was seeing it this morning, where I'm just like, I don't really know, I don't really know what y'all think this is on right now. But y'all need to y'all need to stop, man. Like, I get it too, man. A lot of y'all, the acquisition caught a lot of people by surprise, man. Like, listen, I know there's a lot of people feeling some type of way. I know there's a lot of people that's probably still processing. You get what I'm saying? Trust me when I tell you, I get it. But listen, man, you can't be mad at this man, especially if I think he's the marketing executive or something like that. But you can't be mad at this man for repping what is now his. Nah, man, like, y'all gotta stop that, man. Like, you gotta, sometimes you kind of just gotta let shit be, man. Like, it is what it is. It happened. There is no turning back from that. You gotta move on and just do it. You know, just gotta move on and do what you do. It's not like gaming is dead, especially if you didn't care about the acquisition deal or care about Activision as a company, which a lot of people in this community, and I'm not just talking Xbox side, PlayStation side as well. A lot of people in this community do not care about Activision, do not care about Call of Duty or a lot of those games that they make. So for you to feel any type of way, you look foolish. So y'all know what I'm gonna say. Y'all know exactly what I'm gonna say. When it comes to PlayStation, when it comes to Call of Duty, I put up y'all know I play COD hardcore. Y'all know I play hardcore. Call of Duty hardcore, man. I mean, just today I was playing some matches earlier. Like, yo, man, I play my cards, man. So if anyone, you know, if anyone gonna feel some type of way, y'all watch these dudes. Watch this, bro. I watch these dudes. Yo, this is the fastest that I ever got a strafe run too. Like, yo, I was like, this is like as soon as the match started. Like, we like a minute and 30 seconds in, I had my strafe, bro, because I was like stalking they spawn, bro. Yo, KSP, yo, Barry put me onto the KSP too. I wasn't even thinking about the KSP. He's like, yo, KSP dropping. I'm like, all right, let me try it. I can't put it down, man. After COD Sunday, I was using the COD Sunday. Y'all see me wash these fools, man. Yo, these dudes is trash, bro. Hey, yo, man, these dudes be trash on COD. Yo, Jubei, what's up? Jubei said, most people mad about it haven't touched Crash since Wrath of Cortex, which was also on the Xbox. Yo, Rilo, what's up, man? Look at these dudes, man. These dudes is oblivious. Yo, these dudes so oblivious when it comes to like playing Call of Duty, man. I love COD. Listen, man. Yo, I like when it comes to like my favorite genres, man. Call of Duty, FPS, JRPGs and FPSs are interchangeable, right? I feel like JRPGs will probably be like they interchange because I'll say JRPGs and then I'll say FPSs, and that number one spot always interchange. So it either be JRPGs first and FPS second, or vice versa. But FPSs, JRPGs, third person shooters, action adventure, all that. Yo, listen, FPSs is my favorite. It's one of my favorite genres, man. I can play FPSs more so COD, and obviously third person shooters with like Uncharted, Gears, Last of Us. I've been playing a lot of Uncharted lately too. I just been like that shooter mood, but like Call of Duty is a franchise. Like I said, it's been with me for a very long time. So for me, I'm just like, yo, especially playing it on PlayStation as long as I have been. It's just a shell shock, you know. Listen, I'm shocked, right? This shit got me feeling some type of way. I've admitted that to y'all, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks, say, or whatever. I don't give a fuck. That shit got me feeling some type of way. But it is what it is. It's business. You get what I'm saying? It's business. One last thing, yo. Listen, man. I don't know. Listen, PlayStation Nation. Horizon comes out in 24 days, right? Yo, this underwater. This is the thing about PlayStation, bro. For me, PlayStation makes some of the best games in the industry, bruh. It's just like, yo, there is no, like, it just don't compare, bro. Like, I'm being so serious, man. When it comes to the shit they make and do, it don't compare, bruh. It don't come quality wise. It does not. There is nobody else in this entire game industry that is making games on the quality level of PlayStation. Nobody. There is nobody in this industry. No one in this industry that's doing it better than PlayStation devs when it comes to quality. Nobody. And I think PlayStation knows that. And shout out to their developers. What is good with you, bro? Oh, Colin. Now, hold on now, Plus Ultra. I ain't saying fuck Call of Duty. Hold up. See, Plus Ultra, you going a little overboard.
Stop it. Get some help.
Plus Ultra, you going a little overboard, brother. You get what I'm saying? We ain't saying no fuck no Call of Duty now. Call of Duty is great. Like, you know, I mean, there's definitely some duds in Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is a great franchise to me. I love Call of Duty. But hold on now, slow down now, Plus Ultra. Hold up, brother.
Stop it. Get some help.
Hold on, brother. Hold on now, brother. You got a little too much dip on your chip. You understand? Put a little bit of that back. You feel me? But yeah, Uncharted. I mean, not Uncharted. Horizon Forbidden West. It comes out in 24 days. Sifu comes out in like a week and a half. Uncharted comes out this Friday. GT comes out in a month and a half. You know, God of War comes out whenever the hell that does. Right? There's a lot to look forward to, PlayStation Nation. Oh man, well now everybody gonna say fuck Call of Duty in the chat. Y'all crazy. Y'all mean, man. Why y'all being so mean for me? You can't do that. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say, man. Like, this community is just off, man. Sometimes, like, very hypocritical with certain things. Hey, yo, that's pretty dope, man. That's dope. Yo, that's fire. That is fire. That is fire, man. Yo, Oblivion, yo, man, listen, one of the greatest artists that I've ever met, man, is Oblivious 334, man. This guy just, he goes above and beyond. He knows how to take your vision and just amplify it. Listen, man, I'm telling you, Oblivious 334. Yo, Les, if you in the chat, man, shout out to you, bro. Yo, this man is a beast, man. The man is a beast when it comes to the art skills, man. But yeah, listen, man, I appreciate, like I said, this wasn't gonna be a super duper long show. I just wanted to give my thoughts on, final thoughts. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, I'm tired of talking about this Activision shit too. I'm definitely not talking about this all year. I'm done. I've gave my thoughts. I've pointed out the hypocrisies within this community. I've spoken on this like all week. I'm done. I'm done from talking about it, man. Like, it's nothing more to say because there's no more information than what we already know. It's all, everything moving forward is speculative. So, why I'm done doing that, man. I'm done having those arguments and those debates and all that. Yo, shout out to Oblivious 334. He said he lurking. Shout out to you, bro. Yo, man, I see the message you just sent me. Yo, Oblivious, you're a monster with that pen, bruh. You are a monster with them art skills, bro. Like, yo, yo, you need to, yo, man. Oblivious is amazing. Yo, do you do? Well, I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna message you in the chat. I'll message you on Twitter, Oblivious, because I want to know if you can make emotes. Because if you can make emotes, I want to make that an emote as well. But we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk in the chat. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all coming through. At Persona, GG Strive biking trailer just came out. Thought you'd be interested. Oh, shout out to Mr. Martin. Appreciate you. I'm gonna check that out off stream. I'm not really a big biking fan, so I'm not really as excited as some of the other GG Strive players are. My character is Kai. I'm a big Kai fan, and I'm waiting for Elfit. If they put Elfit in the game, I'm definitely gonna be excited for that. Those are really my characters. Leo White Fang as well a little bit, but Kai and Elfit are definitely like the two characters that I play most in GG. So, but yo, listen, man. Yo, James Williams, appreciate you. Yo, shout out to everybody here, man. I appreciate y'all. Round of applause one more time for the folks in the chat. Listen, man, I'm about to play some games and chill. Yo, you know what I started watching again, too? I started watching Law and Order. I started rewatching Law and Order. I love Law and Order, man. I've always liked Law and Order. So I started from the beginning, Law and Order. And that's going to be one of the shows I'm going to try to get through. All the money I've saved using Game Pass has allowed me to save money for... Hey, yo, Eden, what? Hey, yo, what y'all on in this chat, man? Hey, man, shout out to y'all, man, and always remember...
I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral.
All right, guys.